Hi, I'm Juan from CureUV, and today I'm going to show you our newest product, the Dermaway UV Centurion Automated Sanitizer. Now, I know that's kind of a really long name, but I hope that once you see what it does, you'll think it's kind of fitting. Now, this product essentially is good at one thing. It sanitizes the air in a very large room really quickly, really efficiently, and with maximum safety for the room's occupants. Like all of our products, except for two, this unit is made by us here in Florida, in the US. This is the first release in our Smart Series. Our Smart Series leverages web IoT technology to take the guesswork and the tedious nature out of UVC sanitation. At SPDI, we've been making industrial ultraviolet sanitizers for over a decade. And the biggest problem we have is that when our customers get them, they sometimes don't know how much to use the systems, when to use them, how far to hold it. There's a little bit of ambiguity there. Some of that can be fixed with training, but it's still a very tedious task. By leveraging occupancy sensors, motion sensors, web connectivity, and scheduling, we virtually eliminated any of that tedious work. The premise is, once you set it, you can pretty much forget about it and just have our systems, our smart line, keep your place free of viruses and clean. The Wi-Fi enabled Centurion is 7-day programmable. So once you set your work schedule or your cleaning cycles, you can pretty much forget about it. However, sometimes routine is only a guide, it's not a rule, right? So it has an automated function. If someone is to come into a room that's not supposed to be open, it'll still turn on and absolutely clean that room. However, it can also send you alerts to make sure that you know what's going on in your building. So for example, let's say you have a 9-to-5 office, but someone has to finish a project, they come in at 5 a.m. They could potentially be working with someone that they're cross-contaminating disease or viruses or bacteria. The motion sensor will alert you that somebody's there, but also it'll start running automatically so that they're safe from each other. Beyond programming, there are two ways to control the Centurion. A very simple remote control, seen here. It's kind of silly, honestly, but it works perfectly. And what I prefer is the mobile app. So on the app, you can use Apple, Android, whatever you end up using. You can even do it on your browser if you're not a phone guy, if you're not an app guy. Allows you to control the speed, the bulbs, anything you want, essentially, you can control right here from the app, which is nice. Beyond controlling basic features like on and off, the application allows you to group different buildings or different offices so that you keep perfect control of your locations. It doesn't just apply to this unit, but to our entire smart line, which we will be releasing more and more of every 3 to 4 weeks. As mentioned before regarding text alerts, the Dermaway UV Centurion communicates with you whenever you need it. It doesn't force it, but if you set your preferences correctly, we can alert you when somebody is in the building and they're not supposed to be or they're not expected to be. We can alert you when a bulb may be on its last legs. We can alert you when the filter needs to be changed. Any of these things we can and will let you know if you would like us to, via text, via email, or via push notifications. Another great feature of the Dermaway Centurion is the free lifetime over-the-air updates. Now, our group of engineers strongly believes this is the best product ever. In reality, progress does happen. So if there are ever firmware updates, we'll provide those to you for free. You won't even have to do anything, it'll just happen. Additionally, if we ever upgrade things that need a little bit of hardware, as far as possible, we will make that equipment available to you at a minimal cost. Beyond leveraging IoT technologies, Dermaway UV Centurion leverages filtration technologies as well. Each system comes with a MERV 13 filter. That sounds like a strange name, but actually the MERV 13 filter, as defined by the American Society of Heating, Refrigeration, and Air Conditioning Engineers, is a great tool to not only block dust, mold, pollen, pet dander, but also smog, cigarette smoke, cooking oil, and right now, very vitally, viruses and bacteria. Now, as far as standard air purifiers, these MERV 13 filters would really fit the bill as the only line of defense. But with the Dermaway UV Centurion, we wanted to go above and beyond to really give you that peace of mind. So if anything is able to get past these MERV 13 filters, they're met with 220 watts of UVC irradiation. Now, what is that exactly? How much is 220 watts? It's always weird when you hear these numbers if you're not really living in this. So what these numbers actually mean is that 220 watts here in this unit can provide 17.9 millijoules per centimeter squared as the air passes through. Again, what is that number? 17.9 millijoules per centimeter squared. 17.9 millijoules per centimeter squared is enough UVC dosage to eradicate a vast majority of microbial pathogens, whether they be viruses, bacteria, mold spores, or any other contaminants. Now, this excellent MERV 13 filter is the backbone of our filtration device, but alone it can't do anything. For a filter to be good, you need the power behind a blower or some sort of suction device to bring the air in the room through the filter. For that, we call upon a cross-flow blower that's absolutely state-of-the-art. Now, this 600 CFM blower, what that means, 600 CFM is 600 cubic feet per minute. So a room like the one I'm in, which is 20 by 20 by about 7.5, it's able to put all of the air in that room through the filter about every 5 minutes. That means 12 times an hour. So if I leave now and I come back in 5 minutes, I have a new, fresh breath of air, it's kind of a nice feature, but beyond that, it stops cross-contamination, right? Someone's at the grocery store, they're sneezing and it's just hanging in the air. Well, if someone comes by 5 minutes later, that air has been turned. Kind of a nice feature. This is an unbelievably powerful fan. However, there are a lot of powerful fans in the world. That's not a big deal. The problem is most powerful fans, when you're hitting 300, 400, 500 cubic feet per minute, are really loud. So you're essentially getting some sort of ventilation, but you can't be on the phone. You can't communicate next to it because we've all heard really loud warehouse fans, right? This one, the reason why it's so special is because it doesn't even hit 58 decibels. That means that you can have an easy conversation standing next to it without having to yell into somebody's ear. I would like to point out that this is a really nice looking feature. It's powder coated, super durable, and it's really easy to mount on a wall. It's about 30 pounds. Now, if you can't mount it on the wall or it's a really large room, we do sell these. We don't make these, we just resell them. It's about 150 bucks. So you could put it, if it's a large gym or a large, really large warehouse, you can just mount these throughout on these little stands. I think that's a neat feature. But there's one more feature that I really want to talk about that separates this from all other systems. We focused 100% on making this UVC leakage free. As everyone knows, and if you've seen any of our videos, UVC light is terrible for your skin and eyes. That's also why it's terrible for bacteria and for microbes, right? Because none of us can protect ourselves from UVC. Nobody should ever be in a room with a UVC light unless they're wearing proper protective gear. With this system, we designed it so you can be in the room without any gear at all. I mean, you should wear clothes or do as you will, but you're not at any risk to your eyes or skin. There's zero UVC leakage through the system. We filtered and protected every aspect of it, so even though it has 220 watts of UVC power, at no point are you putting yourself at risk. Really absolutely critical feature. Now, that's all that we have for this, but if you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out. We would love to hear from you. Have a great day.